this is my dream painting that I painted, finished. I'm very happy with how it turned out. This is my first experimental style. There are so many colors that I tried to blend. It was a blending technique that I was practicing. But anyways, this actually happened. Not in this realm, but in my dream realm. And I'm so happy that it had happened. Because if it did not happen, then this painting would not even be a thing. It wouldn't have been put into existence by myself without my own experience having to go through it. As you see here, there is an otherworldly being, somebody that I used to know. I had a very false memory because I can't remember it in this dimension. I probably have remembered it being in a different dimension and having them around as their own dimensional being, and I'm like another dimensional being. I'm tapping into my other dimensional self when I go into my dreams. But anyways, it was a memory of them. I'm assuming from a different dimension because it very felt closely, and I wholeheartedly felt this memory out. And so what was happening here was they pushed me on a swing. I ended up going over. You see, I went upside down, and in my dream there was no going back. I actually felt terrified on the swing. It took so much out of me. I had to ride through the waves being upside down on the swing. But it was a very sudden and very abrupt, fast going movement, so there was no stopping the movement. I wasn't frozen in mid-air, thank God. That would have been frightening. Even though I am in a dream, it still feels technically real to this reality right now, so that's why it was terrifying. So then I go back, and I'm all into this gray matter. I'm all into this area where I just start pondering what I had remembered. Actually, I went through a memory with the person that was from, I'm going to call him a different dimensional being. So I had a memory in the gray matter of this other dimensional being. It was a memory. I remembered everything about it, and then I pondered. I cried. I actually cried, inwardly and outwardly. I was so sad. It was so sad to see it all go. I realized it was just a memory, and then I wanted to be very attached to it, more than attached. And the other dimensional being was very reminiscent of very good memories. They had started an experience within this memory on a good note because they gave a good word for me. They were talking to my mom, and they were describing to them how they saw me as a person and how they felt about me, and it felt great to remember, even though whatever they said was not even real to me here. I could be a completely different dimensional being along with themselves. I mean, if we were on the same boat, they're experiencing one another's experience. I mean, clearly I was not myself, and I was myself in a different dimension, being another dimensional being. So I'm just trying to relay information to you from my experience, because I can't first-handedly say, well, yeah, they gave me a good reference, they did this and that, but to say clearly to you that in this reality I had also experienced, in the experience of knowing them in this reality, like I've known them for a certain amount of time at some point in my life, and then afterwards they just went up and got, and they left, they moved away. I don't know what happens to them. I mean, they still put themselves out there so I can see, but we don't interact anymore. We don't even ask each other about each other's lives. Like, that's how severe it went. But then having that kind of dream and envisionment meant something to me, obviously, because I was like actually crying in the reality. I'm like, there's something that is connecting, and I want it to stay connected. I want it to be connected. And then knowing that there's an absolute disconnect with each other's situations, like myself's situation and that other person I had a dream about, just knowing that it itself is like, let's start over kind of thing. Not even like pick up from where we left off. if it was on a good note. Like, I can't even remember if it was a good note, if it was on a good note or not. It has been so long ago. And just, I have certain dreams that enable me to relive certain experiences of mine. I'm sure everybody has at some point in their lives. And a lot of people have said, well, a lot of people have said to me, I don't remember my dreams. And then there are a handful of people that have said to me, well, I clearly remember my dreams, and they were vivid. They were so vivid, they felt as real as our reality. And I can agree with them on that, because those are the kinds of dreams that I most definitely have. I can't say otherwise. I don't have dreams that are not like that. I always have very vivid dreams, like last night. But that's another story. I can dabble into other kinds of dreams of mine in another video. But anyways, my experience was that I went around on the swing, pondered for a little bit, and then I went into another dream where I was recovering from the trauma, recovering from the emotional unstable event that has happened to me. Here I am in the unstable emotional event. I was right here, and then after I was in a different place. Actually, I ended up in a cart with 2 of my cats. We were all coherent, we were all awake, we were in just a different place, and I felt still a lot of sadness because of what I previously experienced, even though I was in a different place. So the feeling carried on with me throughout this experience, and one point turned into the entire point, because the entire point was my entire dream. I woke up after that entire point and was crying after my dream, so clearly it had a great and lasting amount of an impact upon me. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.